Hello everybody, welcome to Maripose Yoga. Today we're gonna make a quick yoga sequence. We're working on a strength for our wrists, shoulders and arms, and it's really perfect if you're going through a wrist injury like I am. A wrist injury that's bothering you to do planks and arm balances. So I have adapted or adjusted my routine to my body, so we're going to do a lot of poses that help strengthen and help for mobility and flexibility, but we're also helping a little bit more the wrist to engage them more into what we need them for later or for good healing, let's say a good healing process. And so let's get to it. We're gonna come on hands and knees, and I want you to make fists, and we're gonna press the knuckles down. Yeah. And then make sure that your hips are above your knees, and you can have your legs separate or together. Then here we're just gonna test our boundaries. So we're just gonna go making circles around the fists of the wrists. And you go back. Yeah, the idea is to check where are the zones where you feel pain, where does it feel discomfort, or maybe you're good to go. So I already had this injury for a while, for about 2 weeks, and it's not healing super fast, but it's healing. I noticed that every day I can do something more. So this is a class where I already went through the hardest days just when you injured. So I'm hoping that you today don't have as much pain, and if you do, please listen to yourself, to your body, what is telling you, and pay attention for those stop signs, right? And some pain, I guess, is good because it's part of the healing as well, but there is always a line that you have to find out for yourself that's not overstepping your boundary and is not going against your healing process. So now, for me, it's my left wrist that hurts the most, and I can feel that I get these changes of temperature in this area. It feels colder, cooling, and then warmer, and I always assume that that's good, that something is happening and is helping. So then from here, we're just gonna sit back, move the wrists, and then we're gonna come back onto the fists. I hope you like this. If this doesn't work for you, you can always try to come onto your fingers, but make sure that you are not bending this way your fingers, but you're keeping them as active as possible so that you also strengthen your fingers. All right. So choose your variation, and we're just gonna do here cat-cow pose. So let's start with cow. Just take an inhale, drop your belly, arch your back, look forward and up, smile with your chest forward, bring your sitting bones up to the ceiling, and press your vertebrae towards each other. And breathe. Take a next inhale. Exhale, start to round your spine, bringing your look in, rounding your shoulder blades, your spine, and your tailbone gets tucked into your pelvis. And then we just also bring some weight into the wrists and hands to just test again those boundaries. Where can I go? Until where can I go with the body weight? Now let inhale and exhale. Then look forward. Then I didn't say this before, but I hope you noticed it. We have a towel here. So if you don't have a towel, quickly go and pause this video, grab a towel. We're gonna really need it for later. Then we're gonna walk all the way back to the mat. Look forward and walk with your hands. Slowly taking care of your wrist And then make sure, or at least as much as possible, look back and make sure that your hips and knees are in one line. And then from there, you just lengthen through your hands and your spine. And what I want you to do is bring your navel in and imagine that you want to bring your navel towards your ribs and towards your heart. So your lower ribs also get tucked in. And you're gonna keep this shape of roundness in your belly and your back as much as possible, rounding your shoulder blades, widening your shoulder blades, and then you keep lengthening through the hands. And then the next step is, as you keep this roundness, you want to bring your armpits down. You're gonna notice that it's not happening, you know? The more you press your belly and your spine, compress it, the harder it is to bring this chest forward or down. So this is where we want to be. We want to be in this locked in position. And just breathe. So you can notice that my spine is really rounded. There is an arch here at my armpits, and I'm still looking down. Keep breathing. Last time. Exhale. Look forward, walk a little bit more your hands, and then slowly going into passive stretching. You're gonna bring your forehead down into the mat. Or if you have more flexibility, you can always bring your chest or chin down. Yeah, but this at the moment is a bit uncomfortable for my shoulders, so I'm gonna bring only the forehead down. And here, just drop your elbows if you want. Open your shoulders more. This is just a passive stretch, so go ahead, make it your own. No need to tense your belly. Relax your muscles a little bit. Although the armpits are working because there is lengthening here, there is a stretch happening. And then I want you to prepare for what's coming. We're gonna take an inhale. We're gonna look forward. We're gonna keep the armpits low. But as the armpits are low, you're gonna round your spine. This is gonna make it really hard to breathe, hard to hold, but it's one of the best poses for shoulder opening. So again, round your spine as much as possible, but keep your armpits low. You're gonna feel like your shoulders are breaking, but this action is counter. There are counter actions here. So your scapula and shoulder blades want to round and go up, but your armpits want to go down. So this counter action really helps to open in the shoulders. And now mine are screaming, so I'm gonna go out slowly up, 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 and then come, find your time to sit, and then just let the shoulders do whatever they want to. You can make circles or you can do nothing. Get some blood flowing. So that was a really challenging one, especially the last variation of that puppy dog pose. But I promise it's gonna improve a lot the strength for your shoulders, and it's gonna help a lot for arm balancing and just general downward facing dog. All right. So the next one is we're gonna go back with the hands and knees. So bring your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. So for me, it's my left wrist is the one that's bothering me. So I'm gonna keep it either, I'm gonna keep it here flat as well, but I'm not putting weight into it. The weight is now on the right hand. So the next exercise is called wrist flexions raises. And the idea is that we're gonna lift the wrist. We're gonna support the weight into the fingers and the knuckles, and all fingers are down. And then you can have your knees close to your hands, so you can separate them. That's up to you. You're gonna decide yourself what is the level you want for this. But the idea is to remain with the wrists away from the floor. And then you bring body weight, shoulder weight into these hands. Yeah, and we're gonna stay there a moment, keeping your core tight. And you're gonna start feeling some trembleness around your forearms and wrists. That's completely okay. It's just your arms say, hey, this is the first time I'm doing this, or first time today. So it's all new. Maybe you already know this exercise, which is great. It means that you are also investigating things for yourself. All right, so after we want to start lowering those wrists. So we're gonna go really slow. Maybe closing your fingers a little bit more. And then slowly placing them down. Unless there is an action that tells you, no, 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 this is it. Like right now for me there, when I try to put completely my palm down, I immediately get this action here. I'm a metacarpal saying, please don't. So then I stop right there. Yeah, but I still want to get that action of raising the wrists so that we strengthen these muscles here on the forearms. Yeah, that's the idea. All right, so you lower them one more time until it's okay. And then you either go back up or you get out of the pose. Out. Don't put weight into the hands. All right, so that was that part. And then the counterpart is very interesting for me because when I place my wrist in this way, I feel that stretch. It feels like it's tensing my muscle, but in a good way. I'm hoping that this is the case for you. And if no, then maybe come out of the pose and we're just gonna stretch gently the wrists like this, right? But if you can, if it's in your range of possibility now, come and flatten the front of your hands. So the palms are facing you right now and the fingers towards each other. Then you allow your biceps to open to the front, but then try to strengthen your arms and round your upper body a little bit. And then from there, you're going to start to move those fingers. You can choose here to make fists or try to make fists with your hands. And this is really strengthening while lengthening. So it's a great way to get blood flowing and get all kind of range of motion for the wrists. So for healing process, we're healing as good as possible from our home. And remember that this is a journey of discovery. So these are all exercises that I found that work for me. And I know that it works for a lot of you. But if it doesn't, please use this moment to figure something out. Maybe you don't put as much weight, or you sit on your heels and you just do this motion without putting that weight. Or maybe it's the angle of your shoulders relatively to your wrists. Any case, this is a journey of discovery. All right, one more time. Inhale. Exhaling, keeping the fists in. And then exhaling, come out of the pose slowly. We're gonna sit on the heels. And then we're gonna bring the hands. We're gonna massage them gently here. And then we're gonna interlace the fingers, and we're gonna make circles with the wrists. And mine are saying, hi la la, what were you doing? So they are sensitive, but I believe it's in a good way. And that feeling of believing is just something you have to, in the journey of yoga, just trust what is your body telling you. And when you have doubt, you can just ask that question for your mind anyway and just see what happens. Even when I have doubts, I found out the next day that it actually helped me. So I'm always happy that it keeps giving me such good feedback every time that I do these movements for my body. All right, so now we're gonna come and do more with the shoulders. So this is the first time we're gonna need that towel. And it's very important that we understand the concept of internal and external rotation. So we're gonna bring the arms in a T like this, open your arms to the side with the palms facing down. And then I want you to bring your shoulders back, the top of the front of your shoulder back, and that's called external rotation. Then the palms facing up. And then go back to where we started, so palms facing down. And if you want to bring the back of your shoulder forward to the front, that's called internal rotation. Yeah? And so now the palms are facing more back. So keep that in mind. Now take your towel, make a nice roll out of it, grab it with the right hand, and then I want you to think again that external rotation of the shoulder, so front of the shoulder goes back, and then bring your arm up, and then hand to the back in between your shoulder blades. So somewhere here. And then for the other arm, you're gonna do internal rotation. So back of the shoulder goes forward, then bend the elbow and grab the towel in between the shoulder blades. And you try to walk your hands, bring them as close as possible towards each other. It doesn't matter if they don't touch, that's why we have the towel. Then you are here, right? I want you to keep the right shoulder, right elbow up, and the left elbow down. Yeah, this counter action. While doing that, a lot of us, the first thing that we're gonna do is pop our chest forward. The idea is you bring your chest back, your lower ribs in, yeah? And look at my face. Now after goes chin up, or look forward. So there's a lot happening here. So again, right arm keeps pulling up, left arm keeps pulling down. And then ribs in, navel comes in, then nice and open chest, look forward. So these are called the cow arms, cow face arms. We can choose to sit on the heels, or you can also be sitting on cross-legged seat. And then we're gonna stay here. We're pulling the arms and shoulders away from each other. Keep breathing slow and deep. One more time. You can also look for more closening of the hands. Last inhale and exhale. And then to let go, do it slowly. Give a gentle squeeze. Well, now my shoulders were like, oh, this was some stretching. Now we're gonna go on to the other side. So now grab it with the right hand, the towel, the left hand, you grab the towel, and then the arms go in a T. So then for the left arm, the front of the shoulder goes back, bring the arm up, and then hand back towards the shoulder blades. And keep this length in your triceps, your elbow pointing up. Then for the other hand, go to the side, then the back of the shoulder goes forward, bend the elbow, and grab the towel. Now this is gonna look completely different for your other side, so keep that in mind. For me, I have less opening when I do it in this way. And then remember, you want to walk your hands towards each other, yeah? While keeping that length in your arms. And then again, Remember what happens when we try to bring the hands so close to each other is the tendency is you round your head forward and your chest is forward. So the idea is you want to bring your lower ribs in. You're gonna find more stretch on your right shoulder, but then look forward, keep lengthening through your left elbow and breathe slowly. For me, this is a more challenging one. So the breath becomes more shallow, more difficult. So I'm gonna work there. Deepening the breath, trying to stay calm here. And also noticing what shape my shoulders have, what's happening with the joints, with the shoulder socket. And if it feels too easy for you, you keep pulling that towel away from each other. So your left hand wants to bring that towel up, and your right hand wants to bring the towel down. So I cannot actually do much force here because it already feels like I'm doing a lot. So there is definitely different level for everybody here. Some of you already doing a lot while having a lot of distance. Some of you need to bring the hands closer to each other to feel more stretch and strength happening. So again, take another deep breath. And exhale, we're gonna release the pose. Take your time. If you wanna cry after this, that's fine. I definitely feel I need to take it easy with this arm. Give it time. Maybe you give a nice hug to yourself. Around your spine. Move your chest. Do whatever pleases you right now. Okay, so that was, we're gonna need this one for the next pose. So let's just come here on our forearm plank. So you bend the elbows, shoulder come on top of the elbows. You lower your hips, so make sure that they are not in this precious mountain, but you are lowering your hips, shoulder height. And you're gonna feel much more your core working, your legs working. You can also have your feet separate here or together, doesn't matter to me. And then keep that core tight. Inhale and exhale. What I want you to learn now here is press your index finger and your thumbs more down and towards each other. And this action is gonna make your elbows come and meet in the middle. But they can't because they are separated by shoulders. So you keep that counter action again. So index finger and thumbs are pressing down into the mouth and then towards each other. Keeping that, we're gonna go into side plank on your forearm. So from here, come onto the outer edge of your left foot, one foot on top of the other one, and then slowly keep lifting through the hips and the side abdomen, and then bring your hand to your hip or to your shoulder or up, or arm above your ear. And what's interesting is here on the shoulder is you want to keep lifting your shoulder blade, having more support from your arm and your spine. Inhale, exhale, let's go back to the middle. We're gonna do on the other side. So come on the edge, outer edge of your right foot, bring the left foot on top, and then slowly turn your pelvis forward, your chest forward. Keep the stability at your right shoulder by lifting up your hips, your core, and a bit here of your upper spine. And then you open your chest, bringing the shoulder blades on top of each other. And then arm up alongside your ear, or maybe even here at your hip. Keep lifting through your hips, your obliques, and your spine. Shoulder blades stable. And exhale, come forward. And then drop. Take a breath here. Because what's coming is we're gonna use the towel again. So grab the towel, the same width as your shoulders, keeping the front of the feet against the mat. Anchor your pelvis down, tailbone goes inward. Then you look forward, lower your chest, lift your arms. So you want to lift your arms looking low. Yeah, so don't overexert your neck by keeping doing this, but keep your neck low. And so the idea here is you want to break the towel apart. And this is firing up your triceps. So break it apart. Another inhale, exhale, and rest. Now we're gonna do the same again. So inhale, exhale. But then this time you're gonna bring the outer edges of your hands down. And this action makes this harder, but also incredibly good. So you want to bring outer edges of your hands down. So this is firing up other muscles of your hands and arms. And look low. Another inhale, exhale. And take a breather. I'm done with the towel, no more towel. We're gonna come, get up again, come on your elbow stand. So elbows are bent in the mat, forearms and palms into the mat. We're gonna go into dolphin. So the idea here is you're gonna first bring the shoulders on top of the elbows. And then from here, you're gonna tippy-toe forward. Yeah, and you can have a dolphin here that's wide and big, or you can have a really more stretchy dolphin. Yeah, that's up to you. What I want you to be thinking again is what's happening with your shoulders. So the idea is that you want to bring your shoulders back, so rounding your upper spine while keeping your armpits down. So that action that we did on the second pose, again, spine is rounded towards your ears, and then you slide your arms downward. So what that looks like is a scapula, shoulder blades go up, but then the arm bone slides back. So a counter action. I hope that's relatively understandable there. So we go again, index finger and thumb into the mat, and then round your upper spine, slide the arms back into the socket of the shoulder, and then tippy-toe. This is dolphin. Look forward. You can stay here, or we can do more firing. So the idea is to bring the nose towards your hands. Inhale, exhale. Go back, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. And then rest. Right, so we're gonna go back onto dolphin. We're gonna do now an exercise as we're gonna work on the flexibility of your hamstrings. Really important for doing the pinch and jump. So forearms down, inner hands pressing down into the mat and towards each other. And then you can keep your knees bent here, but then tippy-toe, walking shoulders towards the elbows. Then keep looking towards the center of your hands. And then from here, You're gonna straighten the right leg up, and you're just gonna move here. So the right leg wants to go up and the left leg wants to stay down. So you're gonna open here your hips and your pelvis, and then you can keep doing this, or if you want, you can just have a little hop, little jump, little jump. You use the leverage of your leg from down up to do that jump. Yeah? And if you feel scary, that's completely normal. Your brain is learning a lot from those moments of scary. All right, that's it for the jumps. Take a rest. We're gonna do it on the other side. All right, other side. So elbows down, inner fingers down and towards each other. Coming to your dolphin, you can keep your knees bent or you can have them straight. I'm gonna do it with the bent variation because most of you likely don't have the hamstring flexibility. So from here, again, shoulders come on top of the elbows, and then you're gonna straighten the left leg. First, you just want to hinge your leg up and down. Oh, I'm definitely sweating with this. And then we're gonna do the jumps if you want. So you just use your leg to do the jumps, keeping the shoulders on top of the elbows, yeah? This is how we create some trust later on for the actual jump with our wall. All right, that was it for the scary part without the wall. We're now gonna use it on a wall and maybe now fully go into that jump. Wherever you are at, you can stop right now. You can just watch me doing, or you can try it with the wall and maybe a blanket here in your forehead. And if it doesn't happen today, who cares? This is definitely a long process of trusting that you're not gonna fall eventually. Before we go into the wall, I want to help you out with some flexibility and mobility. So I know this is tiring, but we're gonna do it again, dolphin. And then the idea is to bring the right knee into your right tricep and then back. Left knee, left tricep as high into the armpit as possible. And you have to bring your shoulders even more forward towards your wrist in order to do this movement in your hips. And we do this in order to make ourselves really small. This is gonna help you a lot in future poses. And then we take a pause. We're now going to the wall. So you can bring the mat, that's or not, doesn't matter. So I got myself a door. So come onto hands and knees again. And you're gonna bring your fingers or hands against the door or wall. And then again, we're gonna practice this grip. So index finger and thumb into the ground and towards the shoulder. This fires up the arm muscles, the inner arm muscles, for more stability for the shoulders. Again, so then you raise your hips and then you walk your legs, feet a little bit forward. You can have your hamstrings stretch or knees flex. And then again, we're gonna stabilize the shoulders. So you want to round your shoulder blades, and then you slide your arms back, and this moves your head a little bit forward. And the shoulders are in line with the elbows. Then from here, we're gonna walk and then prepare the leg for the jump. So you can see that my jump goes all the way from the bottom, and then I take impulse, jump. Maybe it goes for you really well in one go. If not, you keep trying. You can also do it with the other leg. And then down. So this is a pose that I don't have completely into my control, but I'm still teaching and I'm practicing a lot. Since I cannot do my handstand practice because of the wrist, I started to practice more this pincha, and I realized, whoa, there's a lot to be done with my shoulder strength. So we're gonna do it again. You can play once your legs are up. You can play by keeping your core tight, your hips towards each other, your chest is nicely forward, in this case back towards your legs, and you're keeping this widening of the shoulder blade. So shoulders go up, and then at the same time the arms slide backward, and this widening widens the shoulder blades, keeping a nice balance here in between your shoulder blades. So going back, prepare your arms, pressing your inner fingers down, and then you tippy toe, shoulders on top of the elbows. Prepare one leg to jump, and then jump. And then you use your wall to find your balance. The tendency is to get this banana shape. You want to tuck your tailbone in, ribs in, and then the legs are already tight enough, and you may lose your balance, doesn't matter. I'm gonna try one more time because it's just fun anyway. Once you get into this playful mode, you wanna keep playing. So tuck your belly in, try to meet your feet together, look forward, and balance on your shoulders. And I'll do it one more time because I want them to bend my feet and use the wall for that. So you want a little bit more distance between the wall and the hands. So again, prepare your elbows, bring your shoulders on top of your elbows, and jump. Tuck your belly in, so straighten your spine, and then you can walk your feet towards the wall. Look forward and hold it and get out. All right, that was it for the portion of the arm balance. Oh yeah, there is one thing I can show you about the falling part. When you come out in a weird way, it can be really hard to get even into that jump shape. So if that's the stage where you are, stay there. Practice this jump until you feel more comfortable with time. If you do jump, but then you lose your shape, and it's like going all of the way, try to tuck your belly in. And if for any chance you fall, you try to really fire on those arms, yeah? Always think about arms, they are my stable point. So fire up the arms, contracting your shoulder blades, or doing something that just feels right in that moment. I know everything happens too fast anyway, so play around. You can make this whole playground with blankets or just the mat. Make it very cushioned. A pillow for your forehead, it makes you feel safer. But a wall is just your best friend at the moment. And if you have this pose more into your practice, then this was also a really great way to get into that pose, strengthening in general. Right, so now we're finally ready for the cooling down portion. So we're going back into the mat. So go back. I want you to take a nice seat on your mat. Straighten the legs in front of you. Make sure that you're sitting on your sitting bones by moving the skin away. And then you can bend your knees here. I want you to grab your big toes, and then you lengthen through your spine by lifting your chest up while pulling the toes towards your chest. And then at the same time keeping that length in your arms by pulling your arms away with your feet. So this counter action. And you can stay here, or you can move your hips back until you find the stretch that suits you the most. Some of you may have completely great flexibility at the hamstrings. Some of you, this is just perfect here. Yeah. What I want you to keep doing is lengthen through the spine, laying your chest and your belly onto your thighs. And then the last step will be to close your eyes and go forward. Maybe dropping the head, letting go of the hands, and breathing. Take another inhale and exhale. Let's go and lay on our mat, on our backs. And we do the recline child's pose by hugging our knees in. You may or may not want to rock your lower back here from side to side. Or just stay still, calming your nervous system down, relaxing your shoulders, giving them some special love because they've done so much today, helping your forearms and your wrists to get also strong. So everything was working together as a team to make you a whole, more strong, flexible and mobile at the same time. And now we're ready for the Shavasana. So go ahead and straighten your legs in front of you. You can have your feet here wide open, palms facing up or palms towards your belly. Maybe one hand on your heart or chest area, one on your belly. And just stay here a couple of moments, couple of breathing, paying attention what comes and goes. Feeling your breath, calming down. And I just want to tell you that I'm super happy that you decided to do this lesson with me, go through it all. I know it was very challenging for many of the points, especially that dolphin and the jump into the pincha. But it's all what it requires to gain strength and gain trust in ourselves, in our capacities and all the things that we can do with our body and our minds. With our breath connecting us. So yeah, I want you to be very proud of yourself for coming onto the mat and doing something physical and challenging. And also I really hope that whenever you fell or you weren't feeling as great in the pose, you still were able to think, oh, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing something great for myself. Take one last breath. And then exhale, turn onto your right side, slowly, keeping your eyes closed. And then with your hands, push your chest up and come back into a sitting position. Make sure you're sitting on your sitting bones. Then bring your hands towards your heart, palms together. Lengthen through the crown of your head, but relax your shoulders, relax your face. Maybe give yourself a smile. Share a smile with me. And bow towards the wisdom of your heart. Namaste.